What's going on, guys? My name is Wade with Tech Daily. So yes, once again, I'm a little late to the game here, but I finally have the opportunity to check out the new OnePlus 6. And this is a device I am pretty excited about. I'm a big fan of OnePlus. If I'm not using an iPhone, my Android device of choice is going to be something from OnePlus. And this time around, we once again get a really solid flagship phone at a pretty reasonable price compared to some other devices on the market. And that's still one of the biggest selling points here once again. The model I picked up is the higher spec mirror black color, which comes in at $579 here in the US. You can opt for a cheaper variation if you don't need the higher RAM and storage capacity. And there's also a midnight black and an exclusive silk white color available starting today as well. As far as what all comes inside the package, you get much of the same from previous unboxings, including this sort of smoke colored silicone case to protect your fancy new device, which is pretty generous. There's a handful of booklets and paperwork and some stickers, along with a SIM ejector tool, and of course the usual dash charger and USB cable that once again charges this device faster than pretty much anything else. So on the surface here with the OnePlus 6, you're getting a very familiar device, and that's not necessarily a bad thing at all. I thought that the OnePlus 5 and 5T were super solid phones, and OnePlus didn't need to do a whole lot of upgrading or changing. They more or less made some refinements that brought this device into 2018. It's still a OnePlus device, so like I said earlier, you're getting a flagship device at a cheaper price, but that doesn't mean the phone feels any less premium. The mirror black colorway that I chose looks fantastic, and the all glass design of the phone is premium to say the least. Granted, this is also where you'll find the first sort of compromise or missing feature, so to speak. There's no wireless charging with the OnePlus 6. It's not a huge deal for me personally, but I think it's something I still would have liked to see added. The front of the phone is also very familiar in the sense that we still retain a 1080p display, but it's AMOLED, and it's easily the best display at that resolution on the market. It's bright and colors look sharp, blacks are very deep, and most people aren't really going to notice that it is a lower resolution than some of the other devices. The screen is also a little bigger than the 5T. It comes in at 6.28 inches, and it also includes a notch, like basically every new device nowadays. But it is very small, and OnePlus does a nice job on the software side disguising it while ensuring that it doesn't get in the way of what you're viewing. It's not totally perfect, but I think it's implemented better than what I experienced on the iPhone, and it's certainly something I can live with. OnePlus, like always, has held nothing back when it comes to the specs. The model I have ships with 8GB of RAM and a Snapdragon 845 processor along with 128GB of storage. That means that Android 8.1 Oreo and Oxygen OS run flawlessly on this device, and it's an experience that's really only bested by the Google Pixel. You're getting a near stock Android experience, and everything is smooth, fluid, and responsive no matter what you're doing. The other noticeable compromise with the OnePlus 6 is no IP rating. So it's not water resistant like most phones nowadays, but OnePlus says it could handle an accidental splash anyway. As far as all the other important bits, you're getting dual 16 megapixel and 20 megapixel cameras around back with f1.7 apertures that can record 4K at 60 FPS, along with some other super slow-mo options and things like that. And OnePlus isn't necessarily known to wow people with its camera capabilities, but I am looking forward to putting it to the test against some other flagship devices and seeing what it's capable of. With the OnePlus 6, there also wasn't anything taken away from the device. Even though you can use Face Unlock, you still get the option of the rear fingerprint sensor, though it is a little smaller this time around, and you also still get a headphone jack, even though OnePlus technically doesn't even need to include it since they're sort of pushing their new Bullets wireless headphones, but good on them for keeping it anyway. And OnePlus, in my opinion, is still the king when it comes to battery. 3300 milliamp capacity with a nearly stock Android experience means that I can expect a full day and then some with this phone. And even if I do need to charge it up, with dash charging, you're once again getting lightning fast speeds, a 60% charge in 35 minutes. And that's still one of the major selling points of this phone. All in all, I'm really interested to try this phone out over the next few days. I'm going to do a camera comparison, and I want to do a Q&A style review like I did with the 5T last time. So let me know what questions you guys might have about this phone, and I will be sure to answer them in my full review. And let me know what you think of the new OnePlus 6 in the comments below, of course. Also, be sure to follow Tech Daily on Twitter and subscribe to the Tech Daily YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.